Warning.
This show contains mature content. Listener discretion is advised.
Are you ready to get your mind blown?
One angry New York City Puerto Rican decided to start a radio show. Determined to piss the world off by shoving a mirror in front of society's face, he kicked them in the balls.
What are you? Who are you?
This is the Crotch Shot Radio Show. Crotch Shot Radio Show.
This is not a test. This is a broadcast transmission.
We're going to stay on the air.
And now, the Whippy.
Yo, welcome to the Crowd Shot Radio Show, where we kick the issues in the balls. We are on an active war against bullshit. We would do anything and everything to expose bullshit. The ends sometimes justify the means, so if you're angry and want the truth exposed, then strap in and prepare to be shocked. This is Smash Mouth Talk. If you can't accept that, then fuck off. I'm your host, Louis B. I takes no bullshits from nobodies. I actually expose the bullshit of society and like to chop it up into nice little easy to swallow chunks. Today won't be any different. I am joined with the lovely and talented Comedian Kenan Weaver. Kenan,
what's going on? What's up, man?
How you doing, sweetie?
Glad to be here. Thanks for having me.
Yes, you've been doing the podcasting comedic tour lately. You are an up and coming comedian.
Yeah, a lot of people are starting to kind of like know who I am, and I've been asked to join a few people's podcasts and different shows and things. So I'm excited. I like talking to different people. This is cool.
Ah, yes. And I mean, and you know, we also host the a podcast together for Love and Play.
That we do, yes. And everybody should check that out.
Yes. And I mean, and which is kind of fun that I got you here, because I want to talk about plagiarism in comedy. I saw that you posted something about some dude named John Ostrowski,
right?
The fat Jew. And I mean, like, as someone that does stand-up comedy, I mean, I don't know what your process is, but a lot of times, a lot of the jokes I tell, they've taken a month to like perfect and rewrite.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, let me first give some background to this. This guy John Ostrowski, he goes by the Fat Jew. He has a very popular following on Instagram, basically posting memes and pictures with captions. And what's been going on is he's been taking captions and cropping out the original owner's name and basically posting it on his account. And what has happened is he's been profiting off of this, because now he has like a modeling deal. He had, well, up until today, he had a deal with Comedy Central, and
right.
and he's being represented by this management firm.
Yes.
Basically off the backs of other people. So I mean, let me shut up and what are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's very crazy. I've actually seen some of the memes that he's put out and recognized my fellow comedians' work within those memes. But as you said, recently the story has kind of been blown up because he has been signed by CAA, which is a talent management company, very large one out of Hollywood, and one of the bigger ones in this industry that myself and a lot of other comedians really, really look up to. So that's what spread this story. Mm-hmm. But this problem and this guy has been known throughout our community for a while. Yeah. And he responds very arrogantly with no care to that. And as you said on your top, is when you make a joke, you spend months, days, weeks trying to perfect that joke. Yeah. And not only is it months and days of just say pen to paper writing, it's also going on stage, taking that joke to the people and rewriting it, because you actually have the balls to get in front of people and put out your vulnerability, because it might not work when you say it on stage. But through that process of getting on and off stage, you then massage that joke and put out finally you have that product that you know works, that you know makes people laugh, and then he goes puts it on a meme for his millions of followers. And then he profits off of that, but you were really the person that was really in that sweatshop with the harsh conditions to make that product.
Yeah, basically, I mean, our thoughts and ideas could equal money. And basically, this guy is stealing money. All that money he's earned is stolen. And
exactly. Yeah. If there's a joke that's very popular that I come up with, and he made it popular because I can't, at this moment, I don't reach 5 million people. And I have a joke that was mine, and I do get paid for in appearances to perform. Mm-hmm. And somebody, more likely fans of his than fans of mine, would think it originates from him. Yeah. Now I'm in the predicament of, oh, here's this comic, he stole this from some guy's Instagram account. Yeah. Versus what the reality is he stole it from me because nobody knows me. Then when it finally comes out, the connection is made, I don't have the benefit of the doubt. Right. And then also, I won't get paid from other gigs because now I'm marked this. I can't do that joke anymore.
Mm-hmm. Is that me or you?
That is me.
Oh, okay. Because I'm like searching like crazy. So, I mean, okay, let me play devil's advocate, because this stuff I heard, especially when pertaining to Joe Rogan is one of the famous for like outing people, outing joke thieves, like Carlos Mencia, who I used to like his stuff, like when he was on the radio, and he would tell these jokes, and then when you find out, oh, you mean that's not his original stuff? He's not an artist. It's like an immediate turnoff. But like, I want to play devil's advocate. Like, it's like, oh, so what? He steals. He's putting jokes out there to people that wouldn't normally hear you or hear it. So does it really matter that
it matters if he doesn't give the person the credit?
But does it really matter? There's just words.
Just words is a very simplistic view of putting, especially what comedy is. Yeah. It's not just words. And as I see you playing devil's advocate, but I understand that you also know these words come from very different places. Yes. That's the beauty of comedy, is that the good comics are bringing their words and they're simplifying their experiences to the masses. And that's a process that takes a lot of time. It's a big grind in order to do. So my comedy stems from me. It stems from my experiences. It stems from who I am, and it's my thoughts of the world. And I want to bring these thoughts to more people. Now, somebody taking something that I have done and not saying that I did it is stealing literally my life away. So with Carlos, if you were a fan of Carlos Mencia and then found out that he was stealing and you felt a certain way, that's only because you actually had that type of integrity. There's a lot of people that still just doesn't care and they still go choose to support him, and that's really what's one of the big problem of this industry.
Yeah.
And I praise Joe Rogan for stepping out, because Joe Rogan is one of the only people that one of the few that have that type of power to really combat somebody of a Carlos Mencia, because who they steal from too is not always just the bigs. They steal from. There could be headliners out here that steal from their opening acts, where that's a person who's trying to climb, quote unquote, the corporate ladder. It's a comedy ladder. You start as a host, then you open, then you feature, then you headline. If your headliner is stealing your opener jokes, that person now is basically stripped bare of what he can do, because it takes time to develop an act. To grow to a headliner takes years and years. And some of these people are doing jokes that they made their third year in comedy, and now finally getting a chance to sit in a theater with someone who has made a name for themselves. The people that are there bought the ticket for Carlos Mencia, but this person is now able to expose their comedy to an audience that they didn't have access to. And that's part of the process in this business.
I see. Damn. Okay, where was I? I'm trying to think where I'm going with this. Flying at the seat of your pants, people. This is why I love doing live radio. Like, I mean, it's just like you know, you have these clubs. You have other fans that, like, you touched on this. People just don't care. They're like, they almost view that if you go at, like, there's a lot of people that view Joe Rogan as being petty for doing what he did, or, you know, for people are viewed as pet, like, so what? And I mean, but the thing is, you have these people. I mean, what are your thoughts if people say, well, the fat, you're just jealous of the fat Jew because he's successful?
Yeah, I love that jealousy argument, because for the most part, that comes from people that, one, don't have anything themselves, and two, it's reserved for the other person who is making that complaint that, quote unquote, doesn't seem to be in the spotlight of, like, this guy. So I could be jealous of his 5 million views, but that's not necessarily the principle. And I'm telling you that it's not the principle, because we talked about the process, the blood, sweat, and tears that it goes into making a joke. And for him to profit on something, sure, I could be jealous. I think I am a decent-looking guy. He has a modeling contract. I don't. That could have some type of jealousy. And that's fine, actually. Jealousy is a fine, it's an okay emotion. But someone doing something illegally, ill-advised, unmoral, that's where I become a better man. I'm a better person, because I actually want to stick to morals. I feel like there's a process of things. And the fact that there's this wild, wild west, like, to call Joe Rogan petty. Yeah. That's why I said he's one of the few in the position to really do it, and that's why I praise him, because he has a work ethic, he has a brand, he has a following that he's established himself. And him, it was more of like a person going toe-to-toe with. Yeah. Whereas for me, because I don't have that full backing, someone might call me jealous, but it really is, he's profiting on something that I see other people working.
Yeah, I mean, but how do you feel that usually there are consequences for people calling out joke thieves?
The thing is, there isn't really consequences. Comedy is such an open, wild, wild west. There's no union, there's no policy, there's no blueprint. It's just, you go out there and things happen. That's really what it is.
But usually, but what, these clubs, like, a lot of these clubs, I mean, I've heard Joe Rogan mentioned this, when he was on O&A, when he talked about this years ago. Like, these comedy clubs will not punish these joke thieves. They would rather punish the guy, basically starting trouble by exposing the joke thief.
Right. So that's what I'm saying. There is no blueprint. There's no union. There's no policy to the business of comedy. There's no when you become a comic, you don't get the employee handbook. Yeah. Right. These are the rules that you follow, and if you break these type rules, here are the consequences. That does not happen. So if a joke thief is in a club, it is either up to the club to recognize, someone said that this was stolen, and we're not going to book you anymore, and we're going to out you for your fraudulence. Or what 9 times out of 10 happens is, one, not everybody's going to remember your act. So when something's stolen, it's only your close friends that'll really know that's such and such joke. Yeah, it's a small, minute group of people that will actually recognize that this is the work of a thief. And if that person has no power, like in these clubs, then it just gets thrown to the wayside.
So how would you protect yourself from, making sure your jokes don't get stolen?
There really is no protection from it. Yeah. I've come across a couple of joke thieves in my career.
You want to out them?
Nah, I don't really want to out them because
mention names.
At this point, like we said earlier, it just doesn't matter at this point. So I haven't even told many people about it. Right? This is really because of this conversation is what's making me think of this story. I really just moved on from it, and I try not to do new stuff in front of this person. That's the only way you can really protect yourself. It's kind of like the same problem that we see with corruption within our police department is the person that blows the whistle on injustices within policing.
Like Frank Serpico.
They're normally the ones that get fired. They're the ones that get thrown out is the person that's saying, oh, wait, this is wrong and it's illegal. Yeah. Now, when someone is wrong, you see them just stand back there quiet.
Pretty much.
It's a very similar thing. So to stand out and say, all right, I saw this comic, he stole this guy's joke, and let's not book him anymore, that would be the ideal. To just not get booked. You don't have to go to jail or anything like that, but stop using this person because he's a known joke thief.
Yeah. I mean, what's happening now is, I guess, since so many people are just calling bullshit on this, it looks like Comedy Central is caved, and they're like, no, he's not gonna get a deal. Like, in fact, here, let me read this article real quick. Joke thief, the fat Jew, loses Comedy Central deal after internet backlash. Josh Ostrowski, professionally known as the Fat Jew, is a prominent blah, 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 blah. Ostrowski built a thriving, lucrative career on the content-snatching tactics, complete with profiles in major newspapers and lots of cash. And while he's been raking it in for a while now, netting $6,000 for brand shoutouts, among other gig work, as Ostrowski's profile has risen, he has been increasingly taken to task for his joke theft by comedy community he leeches off of. Yeah, okay, blah blah. Let me. You fucked up when you got like major people like calling you out. Like
like Patton Oswalt tweeted about it. Like, and that's what I'm saying. The story is starting to take larger traction now, and it's a testament to Comedy Central and their policy. They're a great company by dropping him, and they've shown to be a great comedy by standing by Trevor Noah in his time. Like they get comedy. Yeah, they get comedy. So that's why you see them dropping him. They understand that they have they're fielding talent. That's what their job is. Their job is to gain new talent. And here's a guy who, quote unquote, is a new talent, but does not fit with the vision and brand that Comedy Central puts out. So to drop them, I applaud. To drop him, I applaud that. And that's the same thing. Like you alluded to my post, that's what I posted. I posted my friends at CAA. I have a lot of comic friends that are part of that organization, and I wish that there would be some way where it's like they can protest this, like they should leave. I know one who is part of CAA, and this guy has stole his joke.
Sure.
Like I know that. Why would you want to be a part of this organization? So I'm just imploring that these other things take note of what Comedy Central has done and follow suit. Now, he might not have to lose his modeling contract because I don't know, he might have learned the technology from Face Off, but if he's not stealing someone's face, then all right, go ahead and model. I don't care about that. But the development deal, things of that nature, he's not the best person for that job. And I know he'll probably fail. If you're stealing all these people's things, that development, that pilot for Comedy Central most likely was going to be horrible anyway.
Yeah. Like, I saw this joke, somebody posted this joke, and I forgot their name, but I'm quoting, this ain't mine, that Fat Jew walks into the Comedy Central boardroom, he puts out a script, and someone says, wait a minute, this is the same plot to Frasier, and I thought
he should turn that into a meme and then put it out to his followers.
Yeah, I know, right? I was, I checked out his Twitter. I'm not following him. There's still people that follow him. I was thinking, oh, maybe I should read off the names of people that still follow him, but nah, that'll be petty as hell. But but there's still people that follow me, even though he hasn't tweeted in a while. So I guess he's trying to lay low. He did post another picture on his Instagram, but people are calling him out on it. But he still has people that support him. Say that. See, again, when you follow a person, it's kind of like a set it or forget it, right? Yeah. You find this person funny, you follow him, and then blah, 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 blah. To unfollow him, I think he has 5 million viewers, followers. Yeah. So 5 million people have to hear this story, then check their moral compass, then take out their phone and hit unfollow. Like, that's a big process. So I don't really have a problem with his followers. I applaud anybody who has heard this story, has gone and unfollowed him. I applaud that. That was a major step. I appreciate you supporting comedy, and I appreciate you supporting those that truly entertain you, because that's what we're trying to do. And there's things that this guy can do, like the Fat Jew, to garner 5 million views that's work that I believe that he put in himself. He just did it off of other people's content. Yeah. So you should be like a social media consultant to comics. Exactly.
There's things of integrity that you can do to make money. Stop stealing from us.
Yeah, I want to read some of these comments here off his last something that he posted 18 hours ago. A meme that he probably obviously stole, like when you order water instead of a Diet Coke and feel healthy as fuck, and it's a picture from Con Air. Here's just read how you steal all of your content. Now you're just fat instead of funny too. Unfollowed. Keep the unfollows going. Unfollow. Ha ha ha. Basta. For me, it's when I get light beer or really light beer. Oh, the recycling center of the internet. Rather follow the real content makers. Unfollowed. It's implied that everyone steals memes on the internet. People follow you because of your hilarious captions and love for pizza. Not sure what the big deal is. at the Fat Jewish.
So let's talk about that.
Okay.
Because on the internet, curation is a big thing.
Mm-hmm.
There's many different sites that are popular for curated content.
Yeah.
Kevin Hart has a site now,
which I'm not. I don't really respect Kevin Hart, especially when I heard he doesn't write his own stuff.
I mean, that's technically a different issue all of itself.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is actually to what Fat Jew wrote is people do this on the internet, right? People curate content.
Yeah.
The difference is what I was saying by saying Kevin Hart and Funny or Die and all these different curation where you see curating on the internet is that they give credit. So here's where I have no problem. If Fat Jew saw my tweet, thought it was funny, and put an image behind it that enhanced my joke, because I'm not going to draw nothing to make this, like, I'm not going to do that.
Yeah.
I'm not going to make it a meme. So if he saw that, thought it was funny, and posted it and gave me credit, he's not having this problem now. All you got to do is take the joke. Yeah, you took it without my permission. Okay. But to say at Kenwan22, shameless plug on Twitter, right?
Okay.
If you put that under my joke or in the meme and I get followers from your exposure, I'm not having this conversation with you. We're talking about the chick that I was talking to at the bar today. Like, that's what, it just doesn't matter. Because he gave credit. That there's a difference between plagiarizing and usually highlighting a quote. Yeah,
usually when I post memes, I'm not putting my name on it like I'm clever. Like, you know, I've posted memes before on my Twitter. Like you do a quick Google search of, you know, and someone has a meme. You know, it's like I mean, I made a video. Which I wouldn't say made a video. I just basically downloaded a video of Ronda Rousey knocking out Betcha, and basically and another video of what's his name, Cat Williams, and I spliced them together. Someone took that and they basically put their name on it. I'm not mad because it wasn't mine to begin with. I just put the work to put it together.
Right. So that's what I'm saying. He is doing some type of work.
Yeah.
Sometimes. Like, I have a friend, fellow comic, Michael Che. He has a joke where he says some people don't eat bacon for religious reasons. He doesn't do religion for bacon reasons. Like, that's... I paraphrase it, but that's the gist of his line. And this guy took that joke and put a bacon background behind it. And then it gets whatever thousands, millions of hits, whatever, and he moves on. Yeah. All he has to do is give credit at Shay Thinks to the joke.
Yeah.
And he's not in the same predicament. But the internet right now, there's a big rift between quote unquote internet comics and then standard real comics. Between the two, there's just some people do not respect internet comics, and they really dislike it when they then cross over. Because of the followers online, they then now get access to clubs, stages,
that's kind of
modeling deals, things of that nature.
That's kind of like when you see Paris Hilton, you know, trying to be a electronic dance music DJ, and she's not really doing any work. She's just standing there. There's a real DJ next to her. yeah, she's making millions of dollars, and you got these poor slubs, you know, with a laptop and a keyboard trying to make their own beats, and you know they're not being recognized.
Right. That's all. People do work to be recognized. If you have a 9-to-5 job in a cubicle and you hand it in this report, and the dude in the cubicle next to you hands it to the boss,
yeah,
and gets credit for it, you're not jealous. You're upset that you put in the work. It's the same thing.
Yeah.
And specifically with artists want to give of themselves to the world. Like, that's what a true artist is. It's giving themselves through whatever medium, painting, music, stand-up. We're giving ourselves to the world. And for somebody to snatch that opportunity and then also profit from it.
Yeah, that's shitty. That is shitty. Especially when, you know, when it comes to jokes or painting or sculpture, you know, that's your baby. That's
right.
You're giving birth to something, you've nurtured it, and then someone just, yeah. I mean, it's really shitty, and you know, and I get the feeling the public as a whole doesn't understand that. They figure, oh well, you're just fighting a guy for not no reason, but it's like, so what? Is like that's the thing. You get the so whats.
Right. And that's why I try the analogy of other jobs, other work. There's people that everybody they're doing things to, at the very basis of it, put food on their table and provide for their family. That's what people are out here doing. And there are people with jobs that if their coworker just came and started stealing their work, would have a problem with it. So, yes, you might not relate to artistry, but you can relate to thievery and the pain that you feel when someone is taking credit for whatever you do. If you have a child and you're the father of this child and you're planning and providing and blah 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 blah, that's one thing. My mom, when I was little, she would never. I didn't believe in Santa Claus because she was like, "Yo, I'm the one that went to work. I'm the one that bought you this NES, not no fat white guy."
Exactly.
And here is another fat white guy stealing people's stuff.
Well, he's Jewish. Would he still be considered white?
Whatever.
Yeah, okay. I'm just saying. Here's another comment that I saw. I'm just going through the comments here. Stolen material. In my industry, you get blackballed for this shit. In this industry, you get rewarded until you get blackballed. Yay. Yes. I guess he was trying to spell journalism. Tells the same news stories because that is the news, and news needs to circulate to inform. But do people copy op-eds? Do people copy screenplays? Do people copy fucking novels? No. Even news that is the same is told in different ways, and we try hard not to copy each other. Stealing jokes, especially when it's deliberate, is a big deal.
Exactly. The news, when you see a good reporter, when you see a good journalist, always, 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 you see the source of that story. They're given credit. They'll even say, MSNBC reported on CNN. They'll say who broke the story. That's a big part of it. It's like who's breaking the story, and especially when journalists are on Twitter, if the first person who broke, I don't know, I'm a sports fan, so who broke the signing of LaMarcus Aldridge, whoever that first person was, the rest of them, Yahoo Sports, Bleacher Report, ESPN, will say, such and such reported LaMarcus Aldridge goes to San Antonio Spurs. It's giving credit. That's all we're asking for.
Yeah, I mean, I mean, if they didn't do that, they would get their bowls raked over the coals.
Right. You can't just steal content and then make up your own narrative either or your Fox News. That's the only place where that's allowed.
Or CNN or MSNBC. They all do it. I'm truly fair and balanced here.
All right.
Yeah, I mean, here. How much did you get paid to promote shitty Diet Cherry Coke by using stolen jokes? Shame on you for being a piece of crap, and shame on us for making people like you rich and somehow influential.
Yeah, I mean, to get paid because of your likeness, it's because of his likeness, it's because of his followings. He's getting these other deals because of that. That's a good business relationship when you think of it. But the fact that he's stealing people's likeness is the problem. Like, I'm in talks. I stand in front of, I don't know, hundreds to thousands of people in a week. I'm looking for some indie fashion. I'm very into fashion. I'm looking for like these indie fashion companies, somebody that's out there, a self-business, an entrepreneur that has a dream.
Kenan Weaver, the fashionista.
But it's not that. It's just like it's combining my brand of things that I like. There's things that I like to dress, and I like dress well, and I like sports. There's things that I like, and there's things that I can promote. Will I promote Cherry Coke? I don't know. If they ask me, sure. But what I'm saying is right now I'm in talks with people on my level, with my reach, because I've been an entrepreneur. I know what that's like. That's what I'm trying to do. I want to expose and help entrepreneurs. There's no problem for me to wear if you are a t-shirt designer, there's no problem for me to wear your t-shirt on stage, and then I get up in front of 100 people tonight. I go to this club, I go to this club, this club. If I do 3 spots a night, I'm sitting in front of maybe 200 people, depending on the clubs.
So, quick question.
That's advertisement for the business.
Quick question. I just got this just in. Someone gave me his phone number.
What, the Jew dude?
Yep.
I mean, I wouldn't know how accurate that is, but it's just show.
Well, let's do this.
What would you want to do with that information?
Let's get him on the show. See, this is I'm nuts. I'm nutty. I'm nutty.
Hey, this is what live radio is made for.
Yep. I also have his address.
I'm still questioning the validity of this, but by the not answering, it almost sounds like it really is.
You have reached the voicemail box of 91752028755.
Oh well. We'll edit that out.
Edit it out of live?
Fuck it. Oh well. Yep. Well, I mean, it's public record.
Yeah.
Technically.
He probably gets emails from spam and then sends it to his friends.
Yeah.
He just copies and pastes the AirWatch flights and then sends it to people.
Yeah, right. Instead of to his friends, he's like, there's no such thing as Google. It's basically Fat Jugal.
It's Fat Jugal.
Fat Jugal. And he thinks it, Oh goodness, I got some crazy fans out there that like
his first job was a pizza delivery guy. He worked for Domino's, but he would drive home and get another box.
Yeah.
Put the pizza in that box with his name on it, and then deliver it to people in his hometown.
Yeah. He was aggregating pizza. That's hilarious. He would go to Little Caesars and plus he'll mark up the price.
Yeah.
He will mark
He'll get the Little Caesars for $5
and charge you 10.
Hey, I mean, his people are very good at that.
Yeah. Let's try this again. See if he picks up.
When he answers the phone, does he answer with like, "This is Fat Jew," or what was his real name? Peter or something?
Joshua.
I just knew it was some book of the Bible.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I don't have a stage name, but if I had a stage
You
name,
have reached the voice.
Oh, wow.
I feel like I would introduce myself at different times to different people with a stage name.
Yeah, I feel.
Would you give the stage name when you go to Starbucks?
I don't drink. I don't buy at Starbucks, but if I did, I would probably put Kiki McKikeberg or something, just so that make them scream it.
Make them scream it.
Make them scream Kiki, just so that way.
You wouldn't do your stage name at all times. I feel like that's a cool thing to have.
Well, my stage name is Louis, so it's
right. But that's kind of more of a nickname from your like. It works. Like saying Louis and Louis is not very different.
No, it isn't. It isn't. It's the same.
But like I know women sometimes have like a club name, but when they go out to the clubs.
Hi, I'm Gangbang. I'm Gangbang Jones.
I don't think those are the names that they give for themselves, but
I'm pretty sure they are. That is.
That might be accurate. That would help a lot if your name reflected the activities you're willing to do. Would cut down a lot of the guessing game for me to try it. I got to be like, oh, okay, Miss Gangbang. Sorry, I'm not really into that. I'm into trains, just two guys.
Okay.
So, can you introduce me to your friend?
Wait,
Amtrak?
Amtrak. No, but does two guys make a train though?
I think 2 is a train. 3 is a gang.
Huh. I thought running a train is a gangbang. Is another word for gangbang.
Well, now you see exactly how I'm not really a part of that sexual revolution culture.
Yeah.
I'm a one-on-one type guy. I guess.
I mean, should for public as a public service, should I give his number out? I mean, it is public domain. I mean, he didn't have the sense to protect his personal information for to view on his website.
As the host, if you decide to do this, I would just say, because I try to be politically correct, as much as possible, since I'm a part of this, I would just say give a disclaimer.
Yeah.
That anybody who uses the number, they should laugh, but give credit to what's making them laugh.
Okay then.
On his voicemail.
Yes.
Like just get 5 million people laughing at him, and then the name at the end of it.
All right. This is a moral conundrum right now. Like, how bad does this, how bad should this dude be fucked over? I mean, what do you think? How badly should this dude be fucked over?
I don't think that badly. I just think
not that badly. He should.
I'm just saying, like Comedy Central, CAA, other under industries that farm talent from comics that are out here doing the work should not work with him. That's as far as I am willing to do. Until the point that he is showing that he is creating his own content, then of course that could be revisited, because I feel people deserve second chances.
Oh, okay. Well then, there you go. Well, maybe I give it to him. There you go. Boom. Public service announcement. Done. Alright, so moving on. Wanted to talk about this. I don't know if you saw this video. Apparently this chick got cheated on by her boyfriend. And while he was sleeping, she lit his crotch on fire.
I did see that.
Like, I mean, I didn't find that shit funny. Like, if it was the other way around, and he did that, yeah.
It came across my Facebook, and I watched the video, and I went into the comments, and saw a lot of people that found this very funny, which I do not. And it's weird that a man cheating, people always give excuses for whatever type of domestic violence that a woman does, as if he deserves it.
Oops.
Then there is no reason to hit a woman.
Yeah.
See, I think there's just no reason to have violence to either gender. There's just no reason for violence. And specifically in cheating, like, I have a lot of questions with this one.
Yeah.
Like, are they married? If they're married, then he cheated. If he's not married, he didn't cheat. I have a very firm stance on that. You're not committed. You're not at, if our destination, we're in New York. If we want to go to D.C., we are not in D.C. until we arrive in D.C. So even though the journey seems to be, we're on the way, we're at Jersey, we're in Philly, if either one of us decides to get out the car and partake in another city's festivities, that's fine, because we're not committed to DC yet.
Right.
So I don't understand why there's a very it's a commonplace that cheating warrants some type of other consequence.
Yeah.
And generally we know like the scratching of cars, throwing clothes, cutting up sneakers. We've heard of all these things, and just leave. Yeah. I know you're hurt. Your feelings are hurt. You feel violated.
Apparently, if you listen to the end of the video, she was kicking him out. So basically,
that's fine. That's what should have happened.
It was his crib, but you know what she basically did was attempted murder. It could have been attempted murder or murder. Like, what if he was a deep, like a really deep sleeper,
and that spread. And that's what I was thinking. Like, when I'm watching the video, I'm thinking like, yo, this bed is about to catch on fire. Yeah. But that's the problem with emotions, is people rarely think logically when emotions get the best of them.
Yeah. I mean,
what could have happened after that?
Yeah, a guy couldn't have gotten away with it like he lit a chick's tits on fire.
Oh, not at all. Not at all. It's a very double standard. Very double standard. You could look at the things that were said when Solange was hitting Jay-Z in an elevator. Yeah. It was always trying to find the excuse.
It was a big joke. It was a big joke when Jay-Z got popped in the mouth. M-O-F.
All right.
Mouth.
It's a double standard. And I have no problems with. I understand double standards within society happens. I have a problem with double standards within policy, as in legal. I have a big problem with double standards in the courtroom.
Yeah. I mean, there's always been that. I mean, especially in the family court system. Like, I mean, the fathers always get screwed, no matter how good of a father they are, or no matter how, like, they don't care. I mean, especially when you hear 33% of men in this country are taking care of kids that are not their own. And there's no consequences for women for doing that nonsense. There's no such thing as paternity fraud. Well, I mean, there is such a thing, but there's no law punishing that.
Punishing it. Right. So if there's no law to punish, that goes back to it's just a wild, wild west. It just doesn't matter.
Yeah.
If there's no law, then it's just up to the individual. Because there's a lot of things people do because of the consequence. like it's because of the consequence that, all right, I'm not going to do this. That governs our society a lot. That's why there's no anarchy is a bad thing. That's why anarchy is a bad thing.
Yeah, I mean, the thing that really pisses me off about the, like, especially that video, because you see it a lot. I mean, okay, a woman gets cheated on, and her first thing is start hitting a dude. I mean, and now you hear that...
Or destroy his property.
Or destroy his property, or, throwing his shit out the window, or, busting up his Xbox, and she gets the you go girl. A dude, I mean, if he gets cheated on because his girlfriend got caught up in a gangbang and stuff, we're back to the gangbang, it's, he still gets blamed because it's like, oh, well, you weren't taking care of it. You weren't doing a good job taking care of it, then, that's what you get. So,
yeah.
Like, what's that about? I don't understand how that, and even discussing it is like, oh my god, you just hate women.
Yeah, I feel like to discuss something is really the only way to have it move forward.
Yeah.
And when we're shunned from the actual conversation, that's harboring a problem. Whether it's like a lot of topics, people don't like talking about race, people don't like talking about these gender inequalities, things of this nature. You got to have those type of discussions. And to go back to you said about the percentage of, like, why isn't it standard practice to do a test at the birth?
Because it would cost too much money.
Yo, to do a birth anyway costs too much money.
Yeah.
So what's another... Like, for some reason, I don't even understand why. It sounds like the hospitals would love it, because it's another I don't know how much that costs, a pregnancy test costs, but it's another $5,000 to add on the bill. It just should be standard.
Yeah. I mean, and that will start a catalyst of, women just, okay, I can't just put a baby on them. I got to be sure, and hey, guys might hate it, but it'll probably end up forcing women to, like, be more discriminate with who they have sex with. If they know there's a consequence, okay, they're probably not going to get, if they get pregnant, they can't just automatically pin a kid on somebody.
That's my point, is to pin a kid on somebody. Like, I don't care your sexual promiscuity, like, if you're promiscuous, whatever. That I have no problem with that. I have a problem with the real world consequences that the man has to deal with if a woman lies. And there's an easy way to prevent that up front. We get tested for all these other things.
Is that me or you?
That's you, I think.
What the hell?
We get tested for all of these other things at birth. Why not? What's adding one more that will hopefully prevent? I have a real close... One of my best friends was the father of a child that wasn't his, that a girl lied about. Very, very close. And there's stories about this all over this country. And there's some that go as far as the guy has to pay child support. There's some people that are being wrongfully thrown in jail because of it. We have real hard consequences. And when it happened to my friend, you should see, I feel like I was more upset than he was. Like, he was just relieved to kind of like go through the process and get out of it. And I was thinking of all the times he was telling me no because of money, because he had to buy stuff for his daughter. And it was only like 2 years. But that's what was just in my head. I was like, yo, we had wanted to go to this place. He's like, nah, I can't. because he was being a man and he was standing up for, he was providing for his child.
Mm-hmm.
And he gets none of that money back, none of that time back. Like, that's rape. He was raped of his time and money from a lie.
Yeah.
And there's no like, okay, I could take her to court just to get that back. Like, that's crazy to me.
Yeah. It's like, as a man, you're punished for just basically being a man.
Right. So then when the flip side happens and a man isn't a man, even because they might be suspecting that this child isn't theirs, we get vilified. The man is like demonized because he's not providing.
Yeah.
So that's where the test again, it helps that scenario too. When there's a guy who might be a deadbeat dad because he doesn't believe this child is his, you could have known that. And then that person deserves all the consequences in the world. If it is proven to be his and he's not providing like a father should, then let's bring on the consequences. But to force people, there's stories of people that the courts know, the woman knows, and the father knows that he's not the father, and he is still being punished. That's asinine.
Oh, yeah. I mean, there was a gentleman in Texas. They proved that he wasn't the father, but the fact that he took too long, he's still on the hook. And they try to put him in jail. And it's like, how is that okay? And even talking about it is could be viewed as, oh, you hate women. I mean, that's the first thing. Is like, oh, why don't you get out of your mom's basement and shit like that.
It's the same thing. If he can be put in jail for not providing, she should be able to do the same jail time for lying.
Yeah, I mean, this is a point. I don't know if you heard of this gentleman, Tommy Sotomayor. He's all over the internet. It's like, how come it's okay for a woman to, like, if she has a child, to just abandon the child? It's legal for her to abandon the child at a police station, firehouse, or church or hospital and not be on the hook for anything. I mean, if she can't, like, it's funny that we have women here that, I don't know if you've seen this video. There's a woman that she has 16 kids, and she's basically on the state's tit, pretty much. And
never heard of it, but
okay,
it sounds shocking.
Hold on, let me find the video here. 16 children. Florida. Let me see. Women with 16. Or is it 15? I don't know. Women with okay. I don't know if you guys in the chat room or listening. If you know, put in the chat room if you know what I'm talking about. There's a woman from Florida that has had 11 babies. What? 11 babies? No, that's not. No. Florida.
It could be. She might have dropped 5 of them off at the.
No. Oh, mother with 15 kids. Here it is.
Good evening, I'm Keith Case.
I'm Gail Searins. Thank you for joining us this evening. One mother and 12 young children. They have no food, no clothes, no shoes, and no place to go after getting evicted. The Tampa mom says she's asked for help, but to no avail. Did the system fail her? That's what 8 on Your Side wants to know. News Channel 8 Jeff Patterson is in our Tampa newsroom with a story that has many different turns. Jeff?
Indeed it does, Gail. Angel Adams says her children are a gift from God, but now she needs help caring for them. Adams is blaming the Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office Child Protection Team and others for her problems.
In my case, they done been in my life 6 months, and I'm homeless.
37-year-old Angel Adams blames the system for her problems.
And mind you, she doesn't look like no angel. She looks like straight hell.
A system of social service agencies trying to help her. Adams has 15 children, 12 who are now living with her in this small motel room. While we were in the room, the children had no food available, no shoes, and Adams says they haven't had a change of clothes in more than 3 days. A concerned employee of the motel called us after seeing her plight. Landlords recently...
Okay, this is the thing. Like, after like the 4th kid, don't you like start thinking, hey, maybe go to like Planned Parenthood and get some free contraception? I mean, what? Like, are condoms really that hard to use?
You know, that's a topic that it's just so complex.
Really?
It's just you shouldn't be able to police controlling anyone's body.
I'm not even saying policing.
Also too very easy. Like, it's too very easy to have a child.
Yeah.
Like, it's just the flip side of that. I'm giving you both sides. That I completely believe that there are people that shouldn't have kids.
Exactly.
And there's nothing. There's just nothing prevent. Like, it's weird that you could be a certified Zumba instructor, which I don't understand where you get the word certified from.
Oh, no, it's easy. You take an online course.
Exactly. Yeah. But how come we don't have, like, certified parents? Like, that's what should be. There should be people that are like, all right, just to have a kid, to become like a babysitter. Just to have you have to go through so much to work with kids for 6 hours a day at a daycare center. Parents don't go through anything. So while I'm saying there might not be something to like control a person's actions as it regards to their bodies, there might need to be something after the fact to like certify parents.
Yeah. At least have like high school classes.
What, like the egg exercise and the baby doll?
Well, no. This is what you do. You get an actual living creature, like a pig or a cockroach, and if that cockroach like is able to survive, I mean, like really, like start simple. Like I don't know.
No, they should do like high school freshmen should have to take care of a first grader in that school district.
Yeah,
for like like whatever class duration.
Well, no. This is what you do. You take a first grader that's orphaned, and you give it to a high schooler, like, and they have to raise it for 3 years.
I don't know about that long. I'm talking like for the semester of that class. Like,
no.
Be very intricate.
No. You have to be able to get like a 5-year-old and raise him up to 8 and see what happens. Like the kid is like, and the program is paid for because it'll be foster care. And this is why these kids, if they decide to like, knock one loose and get pregnant, they have on the job training.
I still think that 3 years is very long, and I'm just trying to enhance the little egg experiment.
And I'm talking about a full 3 years. I'm talking
I'm like in the middle. I just don't want us to use an egg.
Yeah, like I would use like even in the summer, like for 3 years in high school, you have no summer. So that way, either if you want to become a parent, you'll be fully trained, or B, you end up hating children so much and want your freedom that you will never have premarital sex without putting on a condom, or getting a vasectomy, or getting the whatever the chicks get that they get tubes tied.
Right.
You know, this way either get, you know, yeah, I don't, you know, I wanna like shock people so bad that every time they hear a baby crying, they get like a Vietnam flashback. That's how we should do it.
To the vasectomy part, me personally, I've been thinking about getting that just because I don't want kids. Like,
yeah. Oh, I looked into it. Obamacare pays 100%. I'm getting it.
They really do?
Yes.
That's crazy.
Well, hey, how else
I would have so much more sex if it wasn't for that
STDs. It doesn't help. It doesn't stop STDs.
Nah, the kids is what I'm really scared of.
Yeah, I mean, like, look, this is how paranoid I am. I'll get a vasectomy and then I'll Scotch guard my dick.
Right.
So that way I don't have to worry about that nonsense.
Yeah, kids to me are permanent. STDs kind of like flare up. Like, you can't have a flare up child.
Well, no. What about AIDS? AIDS stays with you.
Yeah, I guess.
You know, AIDS and herpes. Yeah, herpes does flare up, but you have that shit for life. I mean, I knew this. I was at an open mic last year, and there was this chick.
You like fact checking jokes. Let the punchline ride, and stop finding the actual part of it that doesn't work.
I do that.
You do always correct the one thing that when I'm trying to just clearly joke.
Oh.
You like finding the one, like, yeah, AIDS is bad, but you can't have a flare up kid. That's the punchline.
Oh.
Like, that was it.
See, I thought we were having a serious conversation. I didn't know we were having a 2015 joke off.
You got to always be ready for it.
Ah, okay.
Always be ready. That's what I was telling. Actually, we should talk about this too. You did the stand-up diversity.
Yeah.
How was your experience?
Yeah, like over the weekend I did. I camped out Friday night into Saturday morning for NBC stand-up diversity. The one thing that annoyed me was the passersby. What are you guys on here online for? And after like the 10th time, I started being a wise ass. So I'm like, oh, this is for America's Next Top Porn Star. And they're like, really? I'm like, yeah, I got a big dick.
Yeah, I mean, I don't understand why. I mean, I guess it's just inquisitive nature and curiosity. But I don't really care when I see large groups of people. Like, I never asked that question. But people really care when they see, like, lines and stuff. And we actually talked about it on the line when all these people asking questions I'm like, why? Why do you care?
They just, because I think if it was like a band that they like, they would hop online. They just want to be...
hop on the line?
Yeah, they want to be included.
That's what it is people don't want to... I literally don't... I hate lines. I hate it with a passion, and I do not care. Last year, what we did was... so there's a store that, the line kind of forms in front of last year. And an employee arrived who wasn't the manager before, or wasn't the manager, but he arrived first early in the morning, and he asked the question. So I played a prank on him and got like the group of us that was in front of the store to say, yeah, we're here to protest because you don't use like whatever animal cruelty free products, and and he was like, oh really, blah 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 blah, and then he just walked into the store, right? And I thought, like, all right, we'll get our little giggle from that. But apparently he took us very seriously.
Yeah.
And he calls the boss, right? And he called the boss, and the boss came in early on his day off, like he was on vacation. He's on vacation, and he comes in, and he's like, wait, what? So what are you guys out here protesting? And we had forgot about the joke, really. We had just forgot about it. because we're out there for hours. Like, people don't understand. Like, you're out there hours and hours. We just forgot about that, and he was like, "No, they said that you was protesting something," and then we were like, "Oh yeah, we're comics. We're here for this audition," and we had just said that playing around because people keep asking it. And he was like, "What? I came here on my day off." Blah, 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 blah. Yo, it was hilarious.
You ruined someone's day.
It was hilarious, yo.
He really got pissed off?
Yes. He was so upset.
Did he laugh it off, or?
No. Then you see him go in the store, and then it was like it's a regular glass window, so he's just livid. You see him going off at the employee, like it was crazy.
You fucking idiot! I was getting a fucking blowjob. What the fuck?
So crazy, yo.
He probably went home and he slapped his wife just because.
So I apologize.
Don't apologize for that Muppet.
I just want to apologize and I don't even know the name of the spot, but they have good donuts. So if you know what I'm talking about, go grab a donut. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's all. It's not really an apology. I'm just trying to get people to buy a donut, help them out.
Yeah, but just buy a donut from whoever.
It was like it was just a store. It's like a specialty donut shop. It's not Dunkin' or anything like that.
Oh well.
I'm just clarifying so people don't go buy Dunkin' Donuts.
Now I just want to pull out one of those folding chairs and just sit in front of a store and just with a sign that says protest.
Yo, if only we could have taken it that far, we would have.
Yeah.
But we're just outside waiting. We're just outside waiting, and I'm like, yo, he's coming to work. Let's just tell him. And I just got the 5 or 6 people to go on board with. I'm telling them one other girl really joined in and spoke with me.
Yeah.
But that's all we were just like, oh yeah, we're protesting products.
Just trolling.
He asked a couple more questions. We trolled with it. Like we continued with it. And he went in to go to work, and I thought it was done.
Yeah, he got nervous. He called his boss. He's like, I don't know what to do. We got a bunch of coloreds out here protesting our products.
Oh, let me tell you that one. Specifically the coloreds. So the other story of this, we're outside on the line again, hours. And there actually happened to be a group of white people in the line too, right? So we're split. If you look at a group of 12 people, 6 at the front were black, 6 at the back were white. You know, we were trying to do our own, justice to get back for many, many years of being on the back of the bus, right?
Oh, come on.
They were cool. I'm just
okay.
I'm not even being serious about it.
Like, come on, get over it. It's so long ago.
There is never a get over it.
There is a get over it.
Let's move on with that.
Okay.
They'll never, until we're even, I'm not getting over it.
Why? You can fuck all the white bitches you want and no one bats an eye. Relax.
People do bat eyes.
Well, okay, well that's on them. But in society, I think instead of 40 acres and a mule, you get a 300-pound fat bitch.
That's disgusting. I don't want them. We could throw that back.
Well, she's white, so
I do not care about that. That is just horrible.
I'm just saying.
I'm trying to tell a different story that I don't want to get into.
Okay, go ahead.
So NYPD shows up.
Uh-oh.
And apparently there was a stolen phone that they tracked to this location. Right?
Yeah.
NYPD, why I told you the lineup of the group of people,
which is bullshit, by the way,
was to show you that NYPD walked directly to the group of blacks. He pulls up on this. We're parked. We're like in lawn chairs on the sidewalk. He pulls up. He easily can see the 6 whites and see the 6 blacks. He walks directly and focuses his attention to the 6 blacks. And he's like, yeah, there was a reported reported cell phone stolen, and we tracked it to this location. Does anybody know any information about this? And again, you already stated we're here for comedy auditions content. There's no person that stole a cell phone and then ran to this line. Like, that's not really what was happening at that time.
Mm-hmm.
So we're just dumbfounded. We're just like, no, what are you talking about? Blah, blah, blah. Like, no. It's like, no, we know that it's here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm not gonna do anything. I'll turn my there will be no consequences. Just stand up and hand me the phone. To us. Again, just ignoring that there's hundreds of people on this line.
Exactly.
Hundreds of different races and backgrounds and da-da-da-da. So why was he... he just started to harass us about this thing. So the second thing is a phone at this location. I don't know how great the technology is, like how you could pinpoint to just a 12 people radius. Like, I don't know how you could pinpoint it that well.
Well, you can. I mean, they were bullshit. The NYPD does not have technology like that. I mean, unless you have that Google thing on your phone. But even still, it has to, most thieves would have shut off the phone so that way it wouldn't pick up internet. But okay.
Yeah, so apparently what happened is there's a hotel on that same block, and the phone was there. In the hotel. Not the poor, starving black artists.
No.
In a hotel room that you had to pay for in Chelsea. So that's like a $400 or $500 a night hotel.
Well, how else are you gonna pay for it? They take stolen cell phones, don't they? That's payment.
I'm sure that's part of their business process.
Yeah, part of their business model. In fact, if you would like to make a donation to the Crowd Shot Radio Show, please send all stolen phones to the Fat Jew's house at West. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, just take off the Samsung and the Apple logo, and then send it to him, so that he can then send it out with his Jew phone.
Yep. Go to it's Joshua Ostrowski, West 22nd Street, apartment. No.
How did you get all this information?
I'm a very dangerous person, Kenan.
I see. That's
yeah. I mean,
that's crazy.
People underestimate me.
That is very crazy.
Yeah.
You should do a background check dating service to spin off our podcast.
Yeah, I do that. I think I miss my calling. Being a private detective.
Yeah, I mean that's what I'm saying. If you miss the private detective, there's another way. There's always way to make money off your talents and passion. There's just always way, and there's moral ways to do it, and you just got to find the moral way. And I think that's it. You're a co-host on a very popular relationship podcast, and as a separate service, you can provide background information because people need to be safe out there and date responsibly.
Yeah.
And sometimes we don't want to have to find out the hard way that we accepted a date from somebody that might oppose to our safety.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like here. This is my dating advice. Don't date single mothers. There you go. Boom.
Okay. Any advice? That's for women and men.
Yeah, women don't date single mothers.
Got it.
Yeah, that's a sin. Nah, I'm just nuts. I'm just, I swing for the fences.
I see that you do. Here, you were presented with what seems to me a very lucrative business idea, and you chose to just completely destroy any credibility.
Yeah,
because those are the people that's going to want your services more.
Yep,
You just alienated your prime demographic.
Why do I do that? It just happens naturally.
Like at the very start.
Yeah. I'm like, fuck this shit.
If you had took that business idea seriously.
Well, I have thought about it. It's just that I don't have the infrastructure to do really deep stuff yet, and I would still need to get myself a private eye license through the state of New York.
Okay, so how hard is to do that? You can get a Zumba license.
Yeah, I think it's a lot harder than a Zumba license. You can't get. There's no such thing as a Zumba license. I'm poking holes in your joke right now.
That's what you love to do. I don't understand.
I don't know. I just need to be accurate. I'm a bugaboo. What do you expect?
You're a horrible comic. I don't understand.
I'm not a horrible comic.
We're supposed to be brethren in this fight.
Hey, I'm trying to help you. I'm trying to help you, right?
There's people that are in the crowd who poke holes at jokes, which is, again, a horrible person.
I just want you to do better.
Who does it.
I just want everyone to do better. It's like, come on, don't be lazy. I mean, fact check your shit before you make a joke. That's not
Norm Macdonald on. They have to be accurate. Jokes have to be accurate, not factual. That was on Last Comic Standing.
Oh.
Norm Macdonald, one of the judges, he said that to one of the contestants after his bit.
Yeah, but
so
I like
just know.
Okay. All right. So I guess that's me. I like to be factual and accurate.
That's fine.
Yeah, that's my style. Like if it doesn't make it, like if it doesn't make sense or it's just too or it's not true. Like I don't want no one coming like, well,
that's fine for you when you write your joke.
Yeah, I'm just saying. I'm trying to help.
It's not helping other people.
I do this for free.
It doesn't help other people at all.
It does. It should.
Poking holes at another comic's joke is not helping them.
Oh. Okay.
There's nothing to gain from that experience.
Well.
That's just as bad. I would assume you're against people being offended. That's pretty much the same vein as people crying, "Oh, I'm offended about your joke. Stop saying it."
Okay, I'm sorry.
Not a problem.
I'm sorry. Oh well. Well, you know what that means.
Do you want to tell the story or are you going to let me finish?
Oh, wrong one.
That's exactly how you handle. That's exactly a perfect way of handling a heckler. A lot of comics need to watch that.
Oh, I just fell down a flight of stairs.
Yes.
Okay. As I play with the soundboard.
Right, because you completely killed the whole flow of the conversation. I was telling you. How was your experience on?
I was kind of hyped until the list came out and my name wasn't on it. And I just, for some reason, I just become a horrible racist when I don't get what I want.
Yeah, that's what.
How's that? I don't understand how
racism stems from. Actually,
I don't even know. I don't even know how that works because there were no black people around.
So you're only racist towards blacks?
Well, I just apparently that's my go-to ethnic slurs.
Okay.
For some reason, I don't know.
I think that's a lot of people's go-to because we made those slurs popular.
Yeah. Like everything else
for a lot of different groups, but most people don't really know them.
Well, I do. I mean, I could fire them off. There's WAP, there's Kike, there's Zipperhead, Dago. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Kraut. There you go, Krauts. Yeah, we're gonna do this.
I mean, you don't want to keep going. I'm just a guest.
Yeah. Someone stop me. It's a sickness. So, okay. Well, I mean, we've been wow, damn. 84. We've been going on for almost an hour and 30.
Yeah, I've heard that I'm one of the talented guests that can really hold a conversation for as long as the show needs to run.
Yeah, usually I go on for an hour, but yeah, why not? I don't have to edit anything. I could be a lazy ass on my own show.
Yeah, I actually have to listen to our edit so I can tell you the edits for our show.
Yeah, well, I cleaned that shit up nice.
So the link that you sent me, we don't have to talk about this on here.
Fuck it.
The last link that you sent me is not the raw. I thought it was the raw.
Well, it is raw because it doesn't have the edits.
That's what I'm saying.
It doesn't. So, I mean, it has edits. I mean, it doesn't have the intro or music, so it is raw. But I did.
Raw means you didn't do anything to it.
Okay, so I did many things to it.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay,
so you edited it.
All right, so okay, first draft then.
Got it. See, I thought I was expecting the raw. That's fine. Cool. All right.
So yeah, everything I got cursed out for.
I wanted to hear the raw so that we can keep some of the stuff.
Oh.
Because I'm the balance between the two. I feel like there's some things that need to be heard, and I feel like there's some things that I get it. It doesn't fit.
Yeah,
with the brand of her show.
I basically took out all the shit that makes me sound like and look like a complete asshole. Those went. Phew, all right.
So you made a campaign commercial. That's cool.
Pretty much. You basically do not hear much of me during the episode. But I don't. But I am, and I'm saying this live on the air because hey, I'm very transparent. But yeah, it's all gone. I even deleted the original because that should never be heard. The shit I said should never be heard or spoken about ever again.
So, are you saying that you went back and listened to it and your own compass, you feel you crossed the line?
Well, no, but I could see where others could have a problem.
Okay. I guess that's the step. That's fine.
Yeah, and I did listening to how everyone else was reacting gave me douche chills.
Okay. All right. That's good.
So I was like,
I want the self-awareness. Like, I don't care. I mean, I think it's bad when people just point fingers at someone and says this, that, and the third. The point is, are you self-aware sometimes?
Oh, I call myself on my own bullshit all the time.
Cool.
What? This is not just this is not just low self-esteem. This is me kicking my own ass on a daily basis.
I think that's good. I think that's good for everybody. That's a good trait to have for everybody as a people, no matter what you do. You should be very self-aware of the mistakes that you make, and
yeah, that's why no one really can't touch me because it's like, yeah, I know I'm a piece of shit sometimes. Well, but it's like you don't have to. My problem is people make up shit or they put words in my mouth.
Yeah.
But I there's that old saying, I could do bad all by myself.
Exactly.
Yeah. But yeah, just okay. Well, so yeah, I got it down to like 44 minutes and 30 seconds. That will, once I put the intro, it'll be nice. So I mean, it's nice and tight. I even edited out some of Yael's stuff when she's just rambling. So I cut out the ums and the ahs and stuff, and so that way it just flows.
Okay.
So yeah.
Yeah, I want to tell people. I feel like we're not gonna have bloopers. Like, you know how after like 100 episodes, people do bloopers.
Yeah, no.
I wish you would keep them. And after like our 100 episodes, we should do like the full Yael story from the episodes.
Yes.
We've cut out like
that is Yael, by the way.
We've cut out like 15
Yes.
minutes of one story, and you still have 10 minutes of the story left with all the actual points, and you're able to get the gist of it. Like, she runs on so much. It's hilarious to me.
You know, and if she hears this, she's gonna get pissed off. So be careful.
Yeah, I know.
And I'm the one that's gonna get cussed out, not you. Not you.
I'm the one but I tell her all the time. It's like,
really? Does she curse you out?
No, she doesn't.
Okay then. So I'm the one that like I'm the Jew. I'm the Jew getting blamed for the Nazis' economic collapse, and that's one of the things I edited out of the show.
You did say that.
I did say that, and I edited it because when I heard it, I'm thinking this is gonna be funny because it's historical. The two girls just slam. I heard the brakes slam shut in their heads.
Oh my gosh, you gotta definitely. One of the biggest things about being a comic is reading the room and reading people. And that, I could hear it. I'm like, oh my gosh, this guy is really making me test my hosting skills. Because I have no idea how do I glaze over it? Like, I didn't know what to do with this.
Yeah, well, see, that's years of me doing this show. Like, you know, just, okay, because the Crotch Out radio show, when it started back in 2006, you know, it started off as me and my co-host trying to be as offensive as possible, and seeing who could get yelled at the loudest by our third boy, and we knew we did a good job when after the show's like, are you guys crazy? Are you guys crazy? You're gonna get us sued. Are you crazy? You can't say that. You're crazy. and me and him we would just start dying laughing at his reaction. Yeah. So you know, and of course it became like a competition who could say the most fucked up shit. And apparently from week to week, guess who was the winner?
Right.
Yeah.
I could see it.
Yeah.
I think that's the problem with offensive material, though, is I have no issues because every joke pretty much is going to offend something else. Like, that's just the nature of jokes. It's at the expense of something. But then to purposely want to offend, I have a problem with that.
Yeah, I mean, you're talking to someone in high school. Like, some dude pissed me off and I made an Amadou Diallo joke.
Right.
Yeah, and for those of you who don't remember who Amadou Diallo is, he's the dude that pulled out his wallet and he got shot 41 times by the cops.
You don't even have to say the name. It's just another list of why there's a Black Lives Matter hashtag. It's just another one. Just say another unarmed dead black guy.
Yeah.
Murdered black guy. Like, we don't even need to do names anymore, I feel like.
And the cops got off. It was
another one.
It was
how many years ago though? Exactly. It's not like this is new, is what I'm saying. That's
no.
This was years ago. This is
like 1999.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Late 90s.
Yep. Cops fired 41 shots at this dude. They stopped him. He pulled out his wallet to give him ID, and they felt like, I guess he was a little too warm, so they gave him some ventilation.
Yep, just another one before the social media revolution. So
yeah, I mean, and if I could speak on that, like, can we just have police officers work on their fucking aim? Like, these motherfuckers, I think he only got hit 5 times off those 41 shots. And
police officers need to work on a lot of things.
Yeah. I mean, after, they even reloaded and they just kept firing. Like, after you're hit 5 times, you're on the ground. Like, you still think you're a threat? I mean, they're saying, oh, well, the hallway he was in was dark, and they thought it looked like a gun. And I mean, Michael Moore, he did this thing. In Harlem for his show, The Awful Truth, where he was having a wallet exchange program. He was making black people exchange their dark colored wallets with bright orange wallets, so that way police wouldn't shoot them.
Right.
Yeah.
Because that'll make a difference.
Yeah, I mean, that was the joke.
Yep.
And in fact, there was this dude that he had a candy bar, and he's like, "Sir, that in your hand that looks like a gun." So they spray painted the candy bar.
It's so...
Yeah, you should check it out.
I feel like, seriously, maybe we should change the color of guns.
Well, no, here's the thing, though. I mean, legally, toy guns have to have that bright orange tip on it.
Right.
But that doesn't work because there were these kids playing on a roof, and they were playing with, like, toy guns, and the cop shot them.
But that's what I'm saying. Not just the tip. The gun. The reverse should be all guns should just be like that bright orange color, like a bright all gun, like all of them.
Well, that doesn't mean anything when it's pitch black.
Let's add lights to it. I'm doing my best Trump. Where you just add. You heard him talk about the wall. He's like, all right. So what if they dig under it? He's like, yeah, we just use X-rays, and then no one's getting over it because we have drones. He was just making a sci-fi movie on the spot.
Yeah.
So I'm doing the same thing because I want him to be president, and I feel like I'm going to strive to be that type of greatness. So with these guns, they should be orange fluorescent guns that glow in the dark.
Yes.
That also send like a hologram of the number of rounds in the gun. What else can we do to like really sci-fi a gun?
Every time it shoots, it makes a
right. It makes the noise, but it also has a laser tracking trail. So that you can fit like so when the FBI comes to see it, they can see exactly where the shot came from. We also need it also needs to have a voice recording that comes out like the black box.
Hey, African American box. We're not racist on this show.
Right. So because it should be a African American. No, you should just call it the Black Lives Matter box.
Yeah.
And it's made out of the same things from the airplane black box, and it records audio, but also it tells the device. So it repeats that this is not a taser. This is a Glock 40. Like, it just names the gun. This is not a taser. This is so that there's no mistake, since cops don't know the difference between a taser and a gun either.
Well, I mean, in their defense, do you want to get hit by a taser? That shit seems like it would suck.
I would rather survive a taser than not survive a bullet.
Well, if you're a cop and someone's coming at you with a taser, I mean, wouldn't you shoot?
The other taser. That's when you come to like the wild. It should be like the rules of the West.
Like, honestly,
you do like a face-off. If you both have tasers, there should be a man-to-man. Like, forget the policy thing. It should be a human, like a man-to-man respect on how this duel should go. But it's too much. You each walk 50 paces, and then you shoot the taser.
Yeah, I mean, if I could quote Obi-Wan Kenobi, the blaster is a very clumsy device.
And we just have very clumsy people.
Yeah, I mean, I'm all for guns. I am. I mean, I wish I could. I wouldn't feel safe. I would feel safer in New York you know, if I was able to like march down with an MP90 strapped to my chest.
Nah, I think Australia got it right. It's just no reason for guns at any level.
Really? Have you seen the freaking freaks that run around here?
Right, but they shouldn't have guns, is what I'm saying.
These people
don't have passports. They're not getting it. Like 1% of Americans have passports. The guns are coming in from other people, so they're not getting guns. There shouldn't be any in the country, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, Jesus.
There shouldn't be any available. Period.
Well, that's the thing, though. That's the thing. I mean, there's so many people with guns. You're not gonna get them all. And already, I know this is a cliche, but you're not going to stop criminals from getting it. You're not going to stop. You cannot stop the people that are insane, because a lot of times when people buy guns, they don't have. You can't even see mental illness in their face, and you can't. Since it is a constitutional right.
How many stories of the mentally
well, Sandy Hook, I mean, that's the one that they love to bring up. And the thing is not because it's not because he the guns that he used weren't his. They were his mom's, and thank God that she was the one that got killed first for not securing her gun, for being an idiot. Like, honestly, you're punishing legal gun owners that do practice responsible gun ownership. You're not going to stop Jose Cuervo from Mexico from getting a gun and shooting a white girl in San Francisco. You're not going to stop these crazy guys that are going into movie theaters and shooting people. You're not.
But it's not because those altercations are not necessarily proven mentally challenged people or insane. Like, it's not that. You're absolving their right of consequence and and their ability to do right and wrong.
Well, no, that's the thing. What normal thinking human being would go in
to say that? No, there's normal thinkings. I said at the top, there's a lot of people that don't do things because of the consequence. So,
well, no, but there's also a lot. But there's also a bunch of normal thinking people that don't do things not because of the consequences, because it's not the right thing to do. Like me personally, I would not even fathom going into a school, going into a movie theater, and killing innocent people.
Right.
I can fathom someone coming into my house or coming up trying to stab me or shoot me. I could fathom me defending myself and defending my family. And the thing is, in New York City, and I've made this point, on this show before, you are barely allowed to defend yourself with your fist in this city. And it's ridiculous. In theory, like, someone can attack you, Kenan, and you defend yourself, and if you break that guy's nose, you could be arrested for assault. Because you drew blood.
Yeah, I mean, the back end to defending yourself, definitely a problem in New York.
I mean,
but overall, we've tried this experiment of guns to be safe, and during the course of this experiment, we have seen that guns have really did the opposite of what that purpose was.
But
so it's made things less safe than more so protecting our safety.
But
I get it.
Okay, could it be a lack of education, though? Like, I mean, if people were properly educated and trained and took the proper classes.
I mean, education can't do there's some powers that people aren't fit to wield. Just in general. I don't care what level
you take away
training you give them.
So you
take away a life.
Yeah.
People should not have that ability.
So you take away that right to bear arms from everyone else because the few? That's ridiculous.
That's what I'm saying. It's not the few anymore. Before it was the few. When the Constitution...
It is the few. It is the few. It's still the few because the majority of gun owners don't go out and kill in cold blood or
I guarantee you that there's more deaths at the hand of what you quote unquote think are the few than people who own guns.
Okay,
responsibly.
Let's look at England where they banned all types of gun ownership. Knife crimes, knife deaths have risen. So, okay, you take away one thing, people are going to use the people who are killers or who are mentally insane or, who are inclined to kill will just use something else.
Right, which is, I'm cool with knife going up. Because
really?
If 15 people died from a knife,
oh, you're idiots.
14 of them were stupid.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
that's Darwism working very well.
Yeah, I mean, I in fact, that reminds me of a joke that I made last year, because there was a knife killing in somewhere in Pennsylvania in a school, and I'm like, the 14 people got stabbed. The idiots! Like, if somebody came in here right now and started stabbing somebody, I'm turning this shit into the BET Awards and launching chairs at that motherfucker.
I mean, there are 3 people in my crib right now, and I guarantee you won't be able to cut 50% of us. Like, there's just no way.
Yeah, I mean, but my point is that it's gonna be something. Okay, then what? You're gonna have a start a law against assault cutlery? Like, what the fuck? And then okay, we're gonna ban sporks or what else can you pillows, because there's gonna be a rise of like suffocations.
I don't understand why every time that there's one problem in front of us and somebody wants to help solve the real issue of the problem at hand, then we start thinking about what if, then we're gonna just do this, like what's next. Like, all right, we'll see what's next when that comes down, and that'll be another problem. But we resolved the other issue.
But you're not resolving the issue. You're just taking away weapons, but you're not solving the real issue, which is mental health.
Mental health. That
is the real issue that needs to get solved here.
Mental health is fine.
I mean, that's what it is. We don't address mental health. All we do is, because I mean, a lot of these mass shootings. Okay, conspiracy Louis time. A lot of these mass shootings, these idiots are on like psychotropic drugs that turn your brain into Swiss cheese, and that their side effects are the side effects of a lot of these mental drugs. I mean, either that or they just go untreated, and is like, you can't force them into this. But if they're a threat to others, or if they're shown to be a threat, I mean, really, I mean, that's the real issue. I mean, it's like, because no normal thinking person would even think to go and mass shoot.
You would hope so, but I really don't. I'm giving
what normal thinking
that there are people with evil thoughts that are not.
Well, then they're insane. To have evil thoughts is a mental illness.
That's what I'm saying. There's not. That's an excuse.
Yeah, but no.
A lot of the times, that's an excuse.
Okay, I mean, but why? Okay, so what motivation would a person have? Like, okay, I just want to kill somebody. Like, that's nuts. That's nutty. Yeah, and you know what? And I'm not saying they shouldn't be punished for having those thoughts, but prevention is worth more than the cure. And I mean,
and that's what I'm saying. Preventing, if that person does not have access to it, is a form of prevention.
Mm-hmm.
That's all. But
saying. But what I'm saying is, you can't realistically stop a person from not having access, especially nowadays, especially with 3D printing now, where people could just build a gun.
How many people have 3D printers in their homes, though?
Well, the price is going down. The price is going down.
I asked how many generally have it. The price of HD TVs have gone down. It's still not the number one TV in homes across America.
Mm-hmm. I mean, you could. I mean, I saw this Vice documentary. There was this gun shop in California that 3D prints guns.
To explain an exception does not negate that the rule doesn't need to exist. There's always exceptions.
Yeah, I mean, you just I mean, the point I'm making is other legal gun owners, people that are following the law, shouldn't be punished and shouldn't have their rights taken away.
Why is it a punish? That's my point.
Why is it a punish?
Right.
Okay,
this is a right, and you can see the mind state of the founding fathers. It was the second thing. Due process and all this other. It was like fifth and sixth. Justice was like sixth. The second thing was guns, and I have a comic friend, very funny, and I'm going to give credit. Take note, Fat Jew. Ronnie Wilkerson has a joke about when they made it, guns at that time were very underdeveloped in what it is. You had to have gunpowder. You had to pack the powder into the barrel, and he does the whole act out. Hilarious bit about those founding fathers and their right to bear arms and what arms they were actually bearing. Now it's very, very different. And this is, like I said, so most people do not have the ability to wield such power.
Okay, but here's the thing. I mean, and again, this is another point that's been made, so I'm sounding like a cliche douche right now. What was happening during that time? What just happened after? I mean, before the signing of the Constitution? We were fighting against a political power at the time to gain our independence, and the right to bear arms is not so much to defend ourselves from street thugs. It's in case this government decides to overstep its bounds, which, if you really look at the Constitution and see what's going on, and again, Conspiracy Louis, they are overstepping their bounds. They are, especially with programs such as Jade Helm 15 or Agenda 21. Google it if you wanna. Google it. I mean, they're overstepping. So there might come a time where we will have to form a resistance, and and really and have to fight these people.
I'd like to see, because I haven't heard that many. Cliven Bundy is the last story that I know of somebody actually protecting themselves from quote unquote the government.
Yeah.
So again,
I mean, there are
there's original things that happen with, and that's why amendments are made, because times change.
I mean,
times have changed.
Google Oath Keepers. There are also thousands of militias out there. The American Resistance Movement militias. There are I forgot the other names of there are many other militias out there.
That's fine. I'm almost cool with militias earning the right to bear arms. I'm cool with, but just anybody. I have my neighbor shouldn't have a gun because she's an idiot. She's just an idiot. She's not mentally challenged. She's an idiot.
So how would you
everybody don't need one?
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like we were saying, you got to earn the right to be a parent.
Okay.
Same thing. You've got to really prove, and proving shouldn't be that you just don't have no history of violence and blah 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 blah, because that's a standard.
Well, that's the thing here in New York. You have to go through a mental evaluation before they even while you apply for a license. I mean, it's really
New York City isn't even open carry. There's ways to do it, but it should be across the board.
Yeah,
like,
but that
really
didn't.
hard. There's ex-cops that can't even open carry in New York.
No, but I know ex-cops that they could still carry their piece.
Yeah,
retired cops in New York City. I mean, look, but the thing is, with as strict as it is to get guns here in New York, it didn't stop a gun being pointed in my face last summer.
But that's because it's here. My point is to say, just not have them here.
Yep. All right, hold on. And Nicole, I'm doing the show. All right, bye. Yeah.
See, my point tries to prevent your scenario and then the erroneous scenarios that are coming to be not necessarily that rare anymore. That's happening time and time again now with more frequency.
Mm-hmm.
My thing is, neither of those people should have access to guns. And yeah, you might not be able to 100% get rid of that and stop everybody. But I do know the harder that you make it for a person, the less of an occurrence it'll be. Because there's some people that want to get a gun, and because it's just as easy to get a gun as it is to get drugs in this country, now this person has one. But if he had to go a few more steps, won't have the gun.
Mm-hmm.
I love pussy. I don't travel outside of like a half hour.
Okay.
For it. But I love it. But any convenient pussy in 30 minutes, I'm with it. 45 or in a toll. I broke up with my girlfriend because she lived in Queens and tolls went up $8.
Oh.
That was it. It went from 5 to 8, and I was like, all right, this is too much of it. This relationship's too expensive. There's little things. You just make it harder, so it'll be less.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I'm proposing.
Yeah. I think it should be easier. I think people should have a right to defend themselves. I think if the Aurora shooting, I mean, why is that dude still alive yet so many people were killed, or the other shooting, people are dead, and you know.
So what happens? What in this scenario of everybody has a gun to defend themselves in a movie theater?
Well,
how does that sound? How does that now turn out?
You know,
the guy walks in.
He starts shooting.
Everyone has guns.
Yes.
Everyone, right? You start shooting. You say it. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off. What is that scenario in your eyes now?
If I could use the example of the Texas University shooting back in the 70s, where he was firing from a tower. The students pulled out their guns and started shooting at the tower and distracting him until the police ran up there and took him out. If you start, especially with a lot of these guys, yeah, they're mentally ill, but they know consequences.
That's what I'm saying. They know right from wrong. That's why I'm telling you that's an excuse rather than
it's still a mental health issue because they'll still do it. They'll still do it. Like what normal? Like Kenan, would you go and kill random people?
Not random people.
Not random people. Like okay, would you if you had a gun? Would you go after the fat Jew if he stole a joke?
No.
Okay then. Would you if somebody if you got into a fight with somebody and they whooped your ass? Would you then go back with a gun and seek them out?
No, but that I understand people doing though. I actually.
Yeah, but you know what? Let's talk about Anthony Cumia. He has concealed carry in New York City because he's a celebrity. When that chick punched him in his face and he was getting surrounded and got surrounded by a bunch of black dudes, he did not brandish his gun at all. He didn't even reach for it. And he had a legitimate reason to fear for his life, and he still didn't do it.
And that point is to
It doesn't. That point is to say, just because you got a gun doesn't mean you're gonna brandish it for every little thing. Oh shit, you overcharged me. Boom. I'm gonna point a gun to you.
I would say that Anthony Cumia has proven to really extensively know certain tactics, and has proven to me, thoughts aside of how I think of him as a person, to me has proven he knows what he's talking about with guns.
Yeah.
But for everybody to have a gun, that's what I'm saying. That's a problem. I said earn.
So okay.
There's a difference. So what I think that movie theater scenario, and I find it interesting that you got to go all the way back to the 70s to find the one time a lot of people having guns worked out in this scenario.
Because it's never really happened that where a whole bunch of people had a gun. I'm like, okay. I mean, look, awesome, there was also recently there was a video where a dude was trying to steal a black man's car, and the guy pulled out a gun, made the thief kiss the ground. He didn't shoot him. Waited for the police. As soon as the police showed up, he put down his gun. They answered questions, and they shook his hand and thanked him for a job well done for catching a thief. And he didn't fire not one shot.
But again, I still think that my question to you was about that theater scenario.
Okay, that theater. Okay, well then, if he starts shooting,
I believe that it would just be a mass shootout with the same amount of bodies.
Not really, because he wouldn't be able to get off that many shots and kill. Like, if everyone is shooting...
Everybody in that theater does not have... You just talked about cops shooting 41 shots and only hitting 5.
Yeah, but
trained cops
that
got to go through academy and things of that nature. So now you're shooting in this theater has a gun.
Yeah, shooting at the same.
We're gonna hit the target.
Shooting at the same direction, though. I mean, even if they miss, it's still a distraction. The guy's gonna either be like, "Oh shit!"
The same direction means the person in row 15 can hit 14, 13, 12, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1 of anybody sitting in that line.
Mm-hmm.
That's what same direction means in that theater.
All right. Touche.
That's crazy.
And yeah.
I mean, I like how this turned into a very deep turn, but I mean, it's just there's a gun control problem in this country.
Yeah, by gun control,
I definitely do.
By gun control problem means people don't know how to fucking aim. That's the gun control problem.
That's what I'm saying. Everybody can't go learn to aim. Like that's not that, and that shouldn't be what the then alternative is. The alternative shouldn't be like, all right, well now let's train our citizens.
Why not
to be agents? Like
why not? Why not? Because I mean,
that's a crazy world for someone to want to live in. That we all have the capability. Like I'm about to go see this movie Uncle. Like we all have the capability to be a secret agent. Then why would I go watch the movie? Now you're taking the entertainment away from me because I am that.
Well, there'll be movies where a person
will have a nice peaceful life. Then that's what that will happen.
Well,
in your world, nobody would go see violent movies because that'd be regular, and then we would go see Teletubby movies. That would be the number one. Like nobody would be like, oh yeah, let's not have entertainment of violence. Let's have entertainment of actual utopia and safety. That's what we'd go watch.
Well, that's the thing. We are never going to have a utopia. A utopia is never going to happen.
My point is that when a pendulum swings, the opposite would be. Yeah. It's just the same thing. Like there's some physics of law. You can't get away from of just life, living on this planet. You can't get away from gravity. And physics is the law of equal and opposite reaction. Right. So just like at the top, there's a reaction to a man, but to the female, it's not equal and opposite in the same scenario. So we want an equal and opposite reaction and consequence to a woman lying about child, lying about rape, things of those nature. We just want an equal and opposite reaction. And that's just something that happens. So if everybody is violent and trained to be violent, then we will have more violence, and that will be the norm. So the opposite of that is now dreaming of this utopia where things should be just balanced. I just think that to want to really train everybody to how to wield a gun,
why not?
It's just crazy. It's crazy because everybody can't do everything.
Okay, so should
you can't train people to be a comic? Do you think that you can train everybody in the world to be a successful comic?
Of course not. But you could train everyone.
It's talking about ability.
Hey, you could train
some people that don't have the aptitude to learn certain things. People are with birth. People are predisposed to their talents. There are some things that I suck at. There's some things that I'm great at. No matter what training, I could get better, but I might not be adequate still. That's what I'm saying. If you train everybody, you might be able to help some people really be better.
Yeah.
But not everybody is going to be adequate.
Yeah, but it's you're still it's better than nothing. It's still better than nothing.
Right. So that's what I'm saying. The better than nothing is just to have the nothing. Let's just not have them because people can't do it.
Okay. Well, it ain't gonna happen. I don't see it. I don't see it happening. I don't see, a day where there's no guns. People will still have the need to defend themselves. I was taking martial arts classes to defend myself.
I've studied martial arts very heavy for over 12 years.
Yeah. What are your thoughts on that?
That's what I feel like. I feel like cops should be like quote unquote Marines. Like I can't understand when I see out of shape police officers.
Yeah.
Like you should really strive to be the best human specimen that you can be. Like that one video where I think it was a perpetrator just outran two female cops. Like,
oh yeah, that was hilarious. They were trying to arrest him, and he just like shrugged them off, and he ran, and they were like, nah, fuck it.
Not violent. There was no violence, but most people shouldn't be able to. What I'm saying is, police officers should be elite physically, so that people respect not necessarily the badge, but the fact that that person is an elite specimen. So just like if a bigger person who I think can beat me up, I'll talk a lot less recklessly than to someone else. It's that real life consequence that I know.
Okay, so what are the checks and balances then if you got this specimen of a cop that could kick your ass, so they violate your rights, Mr. Black Lives Matter?
So here is what I honestly am saying is a dream scenario.
Okay.
I'm not trying to be quote unquote actual and factual, right? But what I think is a person who is an elite specimen doesn't have to have that feeling of quote unquote threat anytime person walks their way, because they know that they have the ability to handle a situation. So that's one. That quote unquote I felt threatened, so I shot, or that person who inside is a coward. I'm saying if you're an elite specimen, like Marines aren't cowards. So that's part one. Part two is the checks and balances should be our justice system. Should be that there are laws and policies in place that these people are following and that they are governed by, so that if one does step out of line, there are real world consequences. But currently, we see certain people who are cowards who take another life because they were scared in a certain moment, and then, and this is their words, scared. Even though a person was running away from him with a gun, he said he was threatened. But the person who was really threatened and scared was the person who ended up dead with the Walter Scott issue.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So, in my scenario is, if he's an elite specimen, he can, one, have the ability, because that dude that was Walter was not in elite shape. He can't even outrun me. Like, I'd be able to chase him down. Now, if we had somebody who was the physical prowess of, like, our military, like our Marines, he would catch him and then arrest him, if that was what was necessary because he had a broken tail light. But whatever. He would have the ability to catch him and arrest him. And then those same constitutional rights that are 4 amendments down or 4 Bill of Rights down of due process would then take place. But right now, our Constitution says 2 guns, 5 and 6, justice. And I think we need to prioritize that.
All right. I guess we're really not gonna solve anything today.
Yeah, definitely not.
So I guess agree to disagree. I'm team gun. Yeah. Even though I don't own one, I would like to be trained to use one. I mean, I'm not like, oh, willy-nilly, I'm just gonna get a gun. Like, no, I want to be able to like do some gun kata from like Equilibrium, like be able to fire a gun like that. I don't know if you've seen that movie Equilibrium.
Yeah, love it.
Yeah, I want to be able to gunfight like that, and that takes training.
That's what I'm saying. And then you wouldn't enjoy that movie, though.
Why not?
You wouldn't, because you can do it. People watch things that they are in awe of, that they really can't do. Like, when you started comedy, when people start comedy, they stop watching comedy for the same entertainment purposes that they used to. That's just what happens when you're in it. So
I still watch comedy. I mean, I love watching Bill Hicks. I watch old Bill Hicks. I watch Patrice O'Neal.
All right, you're going back to old greats. What I'm saying is, there are people, like, when you, and I really think you have watched it with a different eye than before, is what I'm saying.
Well, yeah. I mean, I still watch some new stuff, but I mean, okay, you might have a point. Fuck.
It's just a different eye.
Fuck, yeah. So anyways, let's just end it here because, wow, we've been 132 minutes. So, Kenan, I like to thank you for coming on, finally. And why don't you plug where you're going to be?
Oh, man, you can just check my website, www.kenanweaver.com. That's KENANWEAVER. I'm at Broadway Comedy Club tomorrow. I'm in Long Island Governors on Wednesday night. Jesus Christ, where else? It's all on the website. Thank you.
And if you want to contact Kenan for gigs, call him at 908. No, I'm just kidding.
All that. You can contact all on the website. Everything. I got Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. You can just get all of those links from that one website. I try to make it easy for you guys. I don't want to restrict your access to the funny.
Yes. And also he does children's parties. He'll dress up as a clown.
No, I hate children. I will never do a children's party.
If you want your child dead, call him. No, I'm just kidding. Don't let me stop because people will take me fucking serious.
Right. Like, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You see how you take... Like, I'm serious where I'm saying I hate kids.
Yeah.
Not to the point where I want them gone. I just don't want my own, and I don't want to be around other people's. That's all.
Which is why I will always make a better Godfather, because I wouldn't mind it.
Exactly.
I'll take them to Chuck E. Cheese and shit. Wear them, freaking make sure they're worn out to bring them back to you, knock the hell out, and I'm a superhero, Uncle Louie.
Very good. Anybody that wants to have a kid with me or wants me to be around their kids, let's give them the Louie. Okay? Thank you.
Yeah. Louis will train your child in gunplay. They will learn kung fu. I wouldn't know kung fu. I'll just put in the tape. So, anyways, this has been the Crouch Out Radio Show, and as always, from my house to your house, mahalo.
That's the end of my show. Donk.